VonAllen Sports. VonAllen Sports.
Hey guys. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I get everything going here. Nobody can get me going this early except for something this big. And of course, that is the retirement of the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it, the single greatest athletic figure, sports figure that's ever lived. Okay. And I don't even see how you could even argue with this or dispute it. I just don't. I mean, it's amazing that people think that in the NFL you could put players against Tom. You can't put other people against Tom because of the impossibility nearly of winning 7 Super Bowls in the NFL. The NFL is too difficult. You can look at runs throughout history in hockey. You can have like dominant teams like the Canadiens and things like that, Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers. You can go on, they have these long-winded dynasties. And then you have that in baseball with the Yankees and in basketball back at the Celtics and Lakers have dominated for past half century. It's just other sports you can do that in. In football, you're not supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to be able to do that, and you're not supposed to be able to do that with 2 separate franchises, 2 separate eras, 2 separate, completely new team overhaul. That is not supposed to happen, guys. It's just not, okay? And don't ever take that for granted. Even if you don't like Tom or you have a problem with him, don't take that for granted. Because when Jordan retired for good, I knew what we were losing, and this is crazy. But so we're gonna talk about this real quick. So basically, the point of this show, I just want to get this out there while people are still logging on and getting notifications, is that I just wanted to talk about. I wanted to get the speculation out of the way, like why did he retire? What's been going on? What does this mean? Blah blah blah. I wanted to get all that out of the way now, so tonight we can have a Tom Brady retirement party, which means we just talk about Tom. We talk about his career and really appreciate it from that standpoint. And that way we're not spending the his whole show speculating about stuff that has nothing to do with the actual point of celebrating his career. And so I didn't want that to be mucked up by the immediate response, which is right now. Okay. So any speculation you guys want to go over, anything like that, is that's for now, right now. That's what we're doing here. And then tonight is, like I said, Tom Brady's retirement party here on VAS. You guys can call in, and we'll go as long as everyone's having fun. No time limit. Okay. So that will be later tonight. But for right now, I see you guys. A lot of you guys were sending stuff early. I have full disclosure. I have to tell you that Milena is very upset. She's really upset, actually. So she's not going to be on this show, but maybe tonight we can talk her into it. I don't know. So. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to get caught up here for a second, and then I have a lot I want to go over real quick. So. I see what Tyree's doing here. This is cool. Oh, that's really clever, Tyree. I like that. I'm screenshotting them right now so I can put them up. At first, I was wondering what you were doing. I was like, "What is like? Is it a prediction? What?" And then at the second one, I realized immediately. So, okay. So, Alpha Courage started off. Alpha Courage sends a $2 super chase. Says, thanks, Tom, for everything. Go, Pats. Mr. A sends a $5 super chase. Says, call Tom Brady and tell him to come back one more year. Well, I feel it, Mr. A. I know what you mean, but I don't know. There's a reason he did this, and we're going to talk about that here in a moment. But I feel you. I know. It's shocking. Like, Tyree Vaughn sends a $12 super chat. Obviously, there's no need to comment there. It's obvious. Just number 12. That's how we do it. That's awesome. So Tyree Vaughn starts a series here, a sequence. Tyree Vaughn starts with $1 representing Super Bowl 36. Tyree sends a $2 super chat representing Super Bowl 38, which is Tom's second. Tyree sends a $3 super chat representing Super Bowl 39, Tom's third ring. Tom's third ring in 4 years, by the way. Tyree Vaughn sends a $4 super chat for Super Bowl 49, Patriots Seahawks, ring number 4. Tyree Vaughn sends a $5 super chat for Super Bowl 51, Patriots versus Falcons, ring number 5, the ring that made him the undisputed GOAT. There was no conversation after that. No more debate. Nothing. Tyree Vaughn sends a $6 super chat for ring number 6, Super Bowl 53, Patriots versus Rams, the rematch. And Tyree Vaughn sends a $7 super chat for ring number 7, Buccaneers Chiefs, Super Bowl 55, wins a ring with 2 different teams. Only quarterbacks ever to do that is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. And what do you expect from those 2 guys like that, right? So very, very, very clever, Tyree, this sequence that you did. I love it. It's amazing. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat, and he says, so Tom retires and we get 80 for Brady. It's a crap trade. Yeah. I understand, man. Absolutely understand. Wait, what happened? Oh, there it is. Mastermind. Mastermind sends a $2 super chat, says Brady to GOAT forever and ever. I need to sing that better. Forever and ever. I go super time. Okay. Mr. A says $5 super chat. He says, breaking news from Adam Lefter. Tom Brady to the XFL. That'd be funny. Here's what's weird, guys. I this last night, just before I woke up, I had a dream that Alpha Courage is a $2 super chat. It says Super Bowl 51, the drive for 5, a comeback for the ages. Absolutely. I had a dream. I was dreaming that me and a few of my friends, we were, for some reason, we had to record a TV series about Tom Brady. It was like a documentary series. And I remember we had to put that in the advertisement for the 80 for Brady movie. And we had to get that going. And it was just strange. It was a strange dream. And then, despite popular opinion, I don't dream of Tom Brady. Okay. So this was a weird occurrence. And there's a strange thing that happened. And then we wake up and find out that he retired. That's just kind of weird. Okay. So this is a surprise. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because everything was pointing to him returning. And the retirement thing wasn't really something that was on the menu. It wasn't something that was being spoken of, and it wasn't something that seemed like it was actually a tangible thing that was going to happen. And it's just very, very, very surprising, okay? But despite it being surprising, we have to go back and think about things that we've said here on the show that we've all agreed with. Tom will know before the rest of us do, okay? And there's good and bad from this about his retirement. The bad is that I felt like that if he could get on the 49ers, he could get ring number 8. So I feel that, that's possibly a missed opportunity, okay? But we need more information. We need more information about the 49ers. We need the 49ers to come out and say, we were going to sign Tom or something like that. If it comes out that wasn't going to happen, then all is well, right? So there's no reason to feel any way about a missed opportunity, because there was no missed opportunity. But if it turns out that he did have a chance to go to 49ers, that will be very disappointing as far as like what could have been. Now, the good parts here, okay? The good parts is, what if he did return to the Raiders, came back, went to the Raiders or 49ers, and he wasn't feeling himself, okay? He wasn't feeling like the Tom Brady we know, all right? And I'm going to reference Peyton in this regard. Peyton Manning in 2014 was already starting to complain and mention and hint around that there was something wrong. Okay, there was something going on with his throwing, and not everything was correct. But he came back one more year when he probably should have left, and I think he knew he probably should have left. But he came back because he needed that one more ring. They were so close. The Broncos were a great team, and they switched the coach out, and Peyton's like, okay, just one more shot, right? And then almost immediately into the season, we started seeing a decline. So Peyton knew already going into 2015 that there was a decline there, and there was something wrong. Had Peyton retired after 2014, we wouldn't have been the wiser, okay? We wouldn't have known anything, and we would all be celebrating him. He only got one ring, but he didn't look like garbage, okay? And while that doesn't bother me, that a player goes out looking bad, on the field, that personally doesn't bother me. I'm kind of the type of guy that is like, go out on your shield kind of thing, or come back on your shield. It's just, okay, whatever, like that's kind of how I feel about things, is that you completely deplete the gas tank, because the whole concept, you went out while you can still play, I think that opens the door for regret. And I wouldn't want that kind of regret. I wouldn't want to be laying around in bed always wondering, and we know what this is like, because Joe Montana told that to Tom Brady. He told him that. He said, don't retire until you don't think you can do it anymore, because you'll regret it every day of your life, the rest of your life. He said, you've got years and years of doing nothing after football. So do it while you can. Now, Montana told that to Tom Brady at Super Bowl 50. So I think Joe Montana might be the reason why we got so many extra years with Tom. Ironically, that's kind of funny, but I do believe that. Tom will know before any of us. So if he's not feeling it, if he feels like he had the most completions, most attempts of any quarterback in NFL history, and he did it at the age of 45. That is absolutely insane. Okay, that is not a stat as a team. As a team, that is not a stat that you want. Okay, you do not want to be the guy that is having the most completions and most attempts. And the reason is because if you're doing that, it means that you are the team. It means that there's no running game, and basically you're doing everything yourself. That's not something a quarterback generally would want to have. But what it does is it shows us, and this is perfect, what Tom left us with is he may have left us with a not a very good season, okay, with a brutal defeat in the playoffs. But that collectively was one of the worst coach team I've ever seen in my life, and there was a lot going wrong. It was a year that it was just very strange. We've documented this a million times. But what Tom did leave us with is that nobody, okay, can ever say that Tom went out not being able to throw the football. Okay, so that's what he gave us. He gave us a record attempts, record completions at 45. That is crazy. That is stupidly crazy. All right. So he made our job very easy to defend that point. And maybe that was enough to make him feel like he proved himself. Okay. He did. I mean, as far as that goes. So all this talk about he can't throw anymore, he's definitely not. He didn't do the Peyton thing. Peyton had to come back because Peyton needed that second ring, he felt. Tom's got 7. So what is there to prove? Okay, what is there to show anyone at this point? So if Tom did decline a 49ers connection, and again, we don't know yet. So, but if he did, it may be because he felt he didn't have it anymore. And he felt he could feel it in himself. Now, Tom is one of those players that can mask and cover up what's wrong with him. So he may have been feeling this during the season at some point during the year and covered it up by certain ways of doing things or just putting up with whatever is wrong. Okay. So he's always been good at that. He's hid injuries, crazy injuries that we didn't even know anything about. The crazy injury of his Super Bowl year just 2 years ago that we didn't know anything about. When he was younger, he always had a shoulder problem or something, and we didn't know about it, and we didn't know the extent of it until much later. So Tom covered these things up so he wasn't seen that way. So I'm going to 100% trust Tom that something's there that we don't know about and that he feels it's time. So I'm going to go with that. That's the deal because, like I said, if the 49ers put all their hopes into Tom and then Tom can't give them what they're expecting, that's not fair to the 49ers. That's not fair to Tom. And it's just not the right thing to do. So hey, Brian. Yeah, it's going to be okay, man. I mean, I know a lot of us here, or I should say a lot of you guys got into football because of Tom Brady. And it's been so long, okay? Tom Brady's career is so long that if you were born Tom Brady's rookie year, a human has been born and is now graduating college during his career. So a human starts life and is now graduating college, even in some cases out of college already during this time. Think about this for a second. Think about how ridiculous that is. You guys remember when you were a kid, you start kindergarten and then you graduate. The time from kindergarten to 12th grade to graduation day seemed like an eternity. It seemed like it could have been 100 years or whatever, right? Tom's doubled that. Tom's doubled that time in the NFL. Tom has spent more time playing football than he has been alive, not paying attention, not playing football. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. That was weird. So, this is early for me. I'll tell you, this is strange. So, this is California. People don't get up this early. It's punishment. So. What's up, John? Elva Courage, man. Thank you guys. Tyler. Bitcoin, what's up? Steven, what's up? My brother Steven's here. I think both of my brothers are here tonight. Or this morning. Okay. Which one was it? Milena? Oh, was it about Tom being an analyst? Yeah. Got it. That was because it was sent before, and it didn't register in my system. Okay, cool. Thank you for telling me that. All right. Alpha Courage sent a $2 super chat that I overlooked in the very beginning. He says Tom's going to be a broadcast analyst on for Fox. So yeah, so Tom's going to be around. I'm very interested. I'll tell you what. So here's the benefits of what you get from Brady being retired. Okay, so first of all, it allows for us to kind of take a look at the rest of the league and start to appreciate the quarterbacks that are in the league now that are coming up. Start to take a look at them. Start to watch more carefully, and it puts the focus back on the Patriots for a while. And there's not that whole chatter, as long as Tom's still playing, there's all the chatter about the Patriots constantly. And now that's kind of, moved backwards. And I remember that this did have an effect on the 49ers when Joe Montana went to Kansas City. And as long as Joe Montana was playing for the Chiefs, as long as Joe Montana was in the league, Steve Young had that monkey on his back, okay, that he talked about. And that is something that the 49ers, as franchise, just kept having that loom over them. After Joe retired, and after his second year in Kansas City, the 49ers kind of just moved past that, and it was all over with, and it was Steve Young, and I just remembered that there was a vibe, a change in the vibe of how things were, especially for 49ers fans who were torn between Joe and Steve Young. And a lot of those 49ers fans would root for Kansas City, and then they didn't their fandom for the 49ers wasn't as strong as long as Joe was still playing. And once Joe retired, it allowed them to kind of not worry about or not think about that anymore. So there's that. And as far as selfishly, okay, I will say, as far as selfishly for me personally, and all the channel and all this stuff, it's better if Tom is playing, right? So, but I don't want Tom to make a fool of himself, and I'm not saying that he would. I don't know. Okay, like I said, I told you guys I'd be the first to tell you if I saw a physical drop off. I did not see a physical drop off. What I saw was a lot of bad football, bad mental errors, and not just with Tom, but with the whole team, bad coaching, bad scheming, bad everything, bad attitude, poor preparation. That is what we, got a lot of. It looked very similar to 2019 as far as I'm concerned. So, and we know that didn't make a difference. Also, you can't argue there's a physical drop off because he was hitting Mike Evans in the hands at 55, 60 yards away. Okay. So I don't want to hear any of that. He did that just in his last game. He did that. So now, like I said, since this live show is the speculation episode, because I don't want to have to do a lot of that tonight. Or I'd prefer not to. So I'm going to continue this. Let me see, Alpha Courage. Let me get these super chats and Alpha Courage, since a $5 super chat, says, I got to go, VonAllen and chat. My lunch break is over. See you all tonight. Tom Torque. Let's go. Awesome. Thank you, Elf. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah. Awesome. Luke R. sends a $23 super chat. Luke says, Tom gave us 23 years, most of my lifetime. See, that exactly what I was talking about. Full of irreplaceable memories, unprecedented triumphs and records, and the simple joy of witnessing a living legend showcase mastery of his craft on the gridiron. Grateful for TB12. Awesome. Very well said, Luke. Tyree, yeah, the thing you wrote, yeah, I wanted to show that on the retirement party show tonight. I think that would be perfect for that. How you doing? Milena is very sad right now, so. She said she felt like someone died. It sucks. I mean, that's see, as long as me and Milena have been together, our lives have been centered around football and Tom Brady and talking about that, and it's we've spent a lot of time connected to that, so it's it's okay, sweetie. You got Joe Burrow? She goes, no. All right. Yeah, she's not handling it very well. So, okay. Here's what this speculation on all this. What I find strange is that now that he's free of Giselle constantly bothering him, he retires when he's a free agent, when he has a choice, when he can do whatever he feels like. There's no one stopping him. There's no Giselle telling him what to do. There's no contract like with what the Bucs had against him that was keeping him there, okay? Everything was primed for Tom to kind of pick and choose where he wanted to go. He had a lot of different options, and he had the Raiders, he had the 49ers that just opened up. Things couldn't have worked more perfectly for him in that regard. This is why I 100%, well, not 100% because you can't be 100% about something you don't know about, but I feel strongly that this is a decision that Tom made because of something that we're not aware of. It's something different than that. He always said, I'll quit when I suck. And if he feels like that he cannot do that and achieve that, then I think that's the best decision because we don't want him embarrassed and we don't want him injured. The 49ers, for whatever reason, seem to have a lot of injuries and a lot of injuries to quarterbacks. And I know people say, well, that's just coincidental circumstance of getting hit on the arm and like in the case of Brock and stuff. But no, too many injuries to quarterbacks. That may lend itself to conditioning, medical staff. I mentioned this to you guys over the years that I thought the 49ers might want to reevaluate their training staff and the medical staff. Something's definitely wrong with them. It's very bizarre. Every year they lead the league or in the top 5 of injuries and problems, and something's not right there. So if Tom goes to the 49ers or goes to the Raiders or somewhere and just gets destroyed physically, then that would be worse. That would be much worse than anything, even him playing badly or looking bad or whatever. There is one thing that we're going to have to put up with as Tom Brady fans, okay? And I'm just warning you now that this is coming. And that will be the Tom Brady haters out there and the stupid people that don't know anything about football. They're a combination of people who hate Tom, who do follow football, and people who don't follow football at all are going to bring up Giselle, okay? So here's what the comments are going to be like for a long time. The comments will be, Tom left his family, gave up his family for an 8-9 season, and then retired anyway, okay? That is what they're going to say. That's what they're going to bring up, which is completely false. The reason Tom Brady and Giselle got divorced is because she was fucking someone else. All right? So it's not football related. That's just how it is. And it's none of our business. Okay? It's none of our business what went on between him and her in general as far as criticizing him and saying, oh, he came back for that. Well, no, that's not what happened. He came back to football because he was forced into a retirement he didn't want. He wasn't ready. That's the difference, okay? Last year, he wasn't ready. He was coming off an MVP level season, which I think he should have been MVP, okay? So he was forced into that. He didn't want that. But I think he also thought that the Bucs would oblige him and maybe trade him or release him from his contract there. And then when Bruce Arians called his bluff and said, no, if Tom Brady wants to play football, it's either for the Buccaneers or he doesn't play at all. Then Tom's like, okay, well, I'll play out this contract. And I think Tom's plan was to play out that contract, get free of Tampa, which he's done now, and then go somewhere else. However, that, according to plan, if he can still play, if he feels like he can still go a whole season and get that done. So I think that has got to be the problem here. So I think that's it. I think that's the key right there. This is about, he feels like he cannot do it anymore. That's got to be the only thing, because he's got no walls in front of him now. Okay, there's no barriers anymore. But anyway, a lot of people are going to bring up the Giselle thing, and it's insanely crazy to and just wrong for people to criticize Tom about that when they don't know shit. They don't know anything. It's stupid. But I've seen women on Twitter, talk bad about Tom, and they don't even watch football. They watch Good Morning America and The View, okay? And they think that Tom's the bad guy or something. So there's going to be a lot of that, and you're just going to have to ignore them, and that's it. So but I'm just giving you guys a heads up that that's what's going to happen, because it's always going to be that oh, he came back and gave up his family. He didn't give up his family. There was no this or that. That's just dumb. Okay, and to prove that that's not the case, he took an analyst job and agreed to in principle to a 10-year deal with Fox to call games like Tony Romo does and Troy Aikman does. Okay, He took that job while he was still married. Or he agreed to that while he was still married. Those jobs where you're an analyst for games, you're gone a lot. You have to travel all over the country. There's no such thing as a home game, okay? So when Tom is home, he gets to play 8 games. Well, I'm just going to simplify this. For most of his career, it's 8 games at home, 8 games away, okay? So there's only 8 times that he has to travel away from the family for a few days, right? But he even practices at home, even for the away games. So he's home every night. The analyst job is different. There's 17 weeks in the season, and you're going to call all of them. So there is no home game. So you're on the road for all of them. You're on the road 4 days out of 7, completely gone. Okay, so there is no coming home every day after practice. This is just completely gone, because when you're an analyst like Romo and let's say Al Michaels and stuff, they have production meetings every day leading up to the game, the 3 days leading up to the game. They meet with the players. You guys ever notice when you see the commentators on TV and they talk, I was talking to Tom Brady last night, and they have all these quotes from the players, and you're like, where are they getting these quotes? I didn't see no interview. Well, that's because they had a production meeting. Those players go to those production meetings. The coaches go to those production meetings. They sit in a room, and Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels and Tony Romo or whoever, Jim Nantz, they interview the teams, the star players that are playing in the upcoming game. So those guys have got to be there days ahead of time. They've got to be in the area. They have a lot of prep work to do, a lot of studying. They don't just magically know every player and every player's history. They've got to study this stuff, and they've got to get ready for it. It is not a cushy job as far as, Tom's going to be home all the time. That's not what this is. So if that was the problem, if Tom being away was the problem, that is a very idiotic way for him and his family to go, hey, being away is the problem, but I'm going to take a 10-year contract going back on the road for 17 weeks out of the year, including playoffs. So, plus playoffs. So that's just 17 weeks. That's just regular season. Then you got playoffs and preseason games. So 6 months, let's say 6 months out of the year, he's gone 4 days a week. So the off time, even when he was a player, the off time was short, but his training camp, he was still at home. So that's a very stupid thing to do and a stupid job to take if that was your problem. Okay? Now, Peyton Manning didn't want that life. He literally did want to be home. And being away was the problem for him. So what did Peyton do? Nothing. Peyton didn't. He was offered these jobs. He didn't take them. So that's when you know that that's the reason, okay? And that's why this tells me that everything we think about the whole him being away and stuff is that's not, that doesn't make sense, because you wouldn't take a job like that. So whatever people want to say, fine. But no, I think the plan, it was clear. It's pretty clear, I think, that the plan was to play out the contract with the Bucs, and then his options would be open. But that was always based on if he's assuming that he was still playing and still could play at a high level and felt like he could still play at a high level and felt like he could dedicate himself the same way as he's always dedicated himself. But that now has come, and that has happened. And so that wrecks the plan that he had in place. So to go back and say, well, if he was going to retire, why didn't he just stay retired? Well, that's because he didn't know that this was going to happen. He didn't know that he was going to feel like he didn't have it anymore. So I think that's exactly what happened. I think his intention was to keep playing, and this just happened. This is how it is. So we have admired Tom all these years, and what have we admired him for? We've admired him for his work ethic, his dedication, his intelligence, and his the way he carries himself. And so we're going to start to question his decision-making on his own retirement? I don't think so. Tom knows more about himself than anyone. He knows what he's capable of and what he wants to give and what he wants to put out there. And what I don't want is him to get on a new team, be terrible, and then those fans hate him. You know, I don't want him to go to the 49ers, him be bad, and then the 49ers fans are just like, see, he sucks, and why did we get him? Can we get rid of him? I don't want by week 5, all the 49ers fans are saying, trade Tom Brady or cut Tom Brady or start some random backup or something. We don't want to see that. And I'm not saying that would happen, but you never know. It could. Look what happened with Peyton in 2015, where Brock Osweiler all of a sudden was being pushed, and fans wanted him. I thought that was so disrespectful. I thought, what? You know? And then they hid behind the fact that Peyton injured himself, and then magically puts Peyton back in week 17, something like that. So, yeah, we don't want that either. So, okay, I'm just catching up real quick. Juan Arches, welcome. He said I'm right about the 49ers medical and training and the conditioning. Yeah, there's something wrong there because every team has one of those weird years where something's wrong. Just things go bad and you can't account for it. It's just something like that. But when you're doing that every year and you're leading the league every year in injuries, you've got to look at the conditions. You've got to look at, there's something going on there. There's something very wrong. Mr. A says, don't forget to blame fat ass Bruce Arians for calling that blitz. Bruce did not call that blitz. That was actually Todd Bowles that called that blitz. Yep. In fact, he called a zero blitz. It's just, yeah. Todd Bowles' legacy will be that he ended the career of Tom Brady without even a playoff victory, and his first losing season, his only losing season. Todd Bowles, you are the worst coach of all time. You are by far the shittiest leader I have ever seen. And another good thing about this, like I'm trying to find, you know, the small things here that are positive. One positive, and it's kind of messed up, but I don't really give a shit. I don't. Is that Tom? You know, Tampa Bay is gonna be dealt they're going to be dealt a portion of some dead money. That's one hilarious thing, and they're in cap hell anyway. But I look forward to watching just how bad this team will be. Okay. And I'm going to take great pleasure in that and how awful the Bucs are going to be. And they are going to be awful for the next 10 to 15 years. They're going to be complete and utter garbage for a very long time. And the only thing that would save them is getting a new coach and an epically good quarterback. And that neither one is happening. So, oh well, right? Just want to say, if you want to see Tom Brady play again, okay? And if your hopes are that he would play again, which I don't think we're going to see him play again. I think this one was over. This is why I did this today. A year ago when I found out about his retirement, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I did not go live. I did not address it because I knew it was bullshit. Something was not right. Something didn't make sense. And I just knew. And I didn't react to it. You guys saw the video where I said he'll be back. My guess was the 49ers, but the point was he'll be back before the draft. And he didn't even wait that long. He waited 40 days or less, something like that. Very fast. This is different. But You just never know. Okay. Next year, there may be a team that, halfway through the season, they lose their quarterback. Could be the Patriots. I don't know. It could be anything. And maybe a lot of momentum is getting behind Tom so where he can save face and come back and play or whatever. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying the only real, if you're one of those people, one of those that really want him to come back, whatever the case, that would be the only scenario I see that would make that happen. Okay, he's not going to change his mind in a month. He's not going to come back during training camp or nothing like that. So I'm just going to say it again. If Tom Brady ever plays football again, it will be because of a mid-season situation where a phenomenal team, let's say like a 13-0 team, 12-1 type team, who is clearly the best team in the NFL, and they lose their starting quarterback, and there's no other options or something, and then all the NFL fans and all the pundits and everybody starts generating this buzz that Tom could come back and he'll save face, and it won't look like a Brett Favre type thing. That right there, that is the only way that Tom Brady is coming back if he did. But I don't think that's happening either. Okay. So I just want to get that on record. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying if you think he's coming back, that would be the situation that would have happened. So Tom is not despite what Tom Brady haters say, Tom is not a look at me, everything is about me type of guy. You saw that by his retirement video, that he was just simple, sitting on a beach. Now, there's something I observed about his retirement video that I want to go over, but let me grab these super chats real quick. Dave Wilhauer sends a $20 super chat. He says, it sucks that Marpet retired. Jensen got hurt. Snett got hurt. Smith had personal issues and played awful. Tom showed us when he had time he was still elite. Yep. Long live the GOAT. TB12, the best there ever was. And I would like to add the best there ever will be. Well said, Dave. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. The Gord King sends a $2 super chat. He says, how soon before Tom signs a one-day Patriots contract? That's the interesting thing, isn't it? So I'm sure that Robert Kraft has already been on the phone with Tom and talked to him about this situation. So I would say time frame, probably after the Super Bowl. So the time between the end of the league year, the time between Super Bowl and the draft, but not the day of the draft, like before the draft, all the draft hype starts. I don't think Tom wants to take away from that, but he'll want to sign it soon, so it's official, so he can get into the Hall of Fame sooner. So you don't want to wait until like next year to do it, because then that's 6 years. It's, 6 year he'll have to wait instead of 5. So as of right now, him and J.J. Watt are going to be in the same Hall of Fame class, which is perfect because J.J. Watt was drafted and retired in the same time frame as Brady. Brady was already playing when J.J. Watt was drafted. But JJ never got him. He's hit Tom a lot, but he's never sacked Tom, which is something very interesting, I think. But JJ tried to get him at the game I was at. My brother Steven took us, and that was the last Tom Brady game I'll ever see, was against the Cardinals, and they had that comeback that night, just recently. And JJ was trying to get to him. You could see that he, but and then Watt announced that was his last home game. So that's interesting that they'll be in the same class. So there you go. Milena, what are you asking me? Can
the 1 day contract.
you're asking me, can he get extended after the 1 day? A change. What do you mean extended?
Okay, he goes on a 1 day contract, and he's like, change of heart. Change it to 1 year.
Change it to 1 year. Okay, yeah. So he's in New England, and then he changed it. Technically, he can do anything he wants.
Optimism.
He's free to do anything he wants. He is not bound to any team. I'm just answering Milena. She's trying to find a way to get him there. So, but yeah, he is free to do what he wants to. So, but he'll of course retire a Patriot. So, Gord King, yeah, I expect that to happen in the next, probably no more than 3 weeks away, I would say. I do appreciate his video, his retirement video. I have never been a fan of calling press conferences with the team and the owner sitting next to you and crying for half an hour and making a big issue out of it and all that. I've never really liked it that much. It's always been awkward. It's always seemed forced and fake, and just, it makes me think of like when Brett Favre retired from the Packers. He knew he wasn't retiring, and he faked it all up with that whole being upset and everything. And I don't know. I just never been a fan of that. Tom didn't do that. Tom didn't make it look at me. He made a video under 60 seconds. And there's something interesting about that video, guys, that I want to point out, okay? So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I'm an extreme optimist.
You guys are crazy. All right. I get it though. So there's is there any left of this? Okay. No. I'm not even a coffee drinker, but I've drank like 2 of these. All right. Thank you. There's something interesting about his retirement video. That video was, I'm 95% sure that was filmed in Miami. Those buildings. Milena is from Miami. I say from Miami. That's the first city she lived in when she moved to America, and she lived there for years. I've been to Miami, hung out in the areas that Tom lives. That background, the architecture of the buildings, it just, the whole vibe had a Miami feel to it. I know he lives there now. It could have been Tampa Bay. It could have been, okay. But I think it was Miami. But whether or not, I think he was in Florida. The reason this is something I'm bringing up is because that was not filmed today. It couldn't have been. He was in L.A. last night or the night before doing the red carpet for that movie, 80 for Brady, which tells us that he filmed this days ago. So he knew already. And what I'm thinking is that he filmed it. He may have filmed it a week ago. Okay? Who knows? Who knows when he filmed it? But it may have been filmed just in case. Maybe he didn't know yet if he was going to publish it or not. But you do it just in case. Like, you have it there. But it was not filmed today. If it looks like it, but I don't think it was. I don't see how the timing would work out. It was very much the morning by then, daytime. But it said he published it at 5 a.m. Eastern. There's no way he's getting sunlight on the East Coast at 5 a.m. And that wasn't just brand new dawn sunlight. That was at least an hour after that. So anyway, so I guess it doesn't mean much other than just an observation that. Thank you so much. That he already did it. He already filmed it. So. But yeah, it's if you're going to say that Tom is a diva and look at me and look at me, that is the worst way to retire if you care about attention and if you want people to pay attention. You want to be the center of attention all the time. That's the worst way to do it, is what he did. So it was awesome. So I'm going to play his retirement video real quick for you guys. And then I'll get back. So let me pull it up here. Now this is the short I made, so it's the retirement video, but it's also the added VonAllen Sports stuff that I usually do. Let me see here.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So it won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year, so really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me. My family, my friends, teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing.
So yeah, that's the official video. I'm sure all you guys have seen it already. It's interesting. I added that song. That song is Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. The reason I added that is because that is a song that I'm doing a cover for my next album that's coming out soon. And so I was already working on that song. And then, when Tom retired, it was like, oh, Don't Dream It's Over. The lyrics fit perfectly. So just happened to have that pulled up and already. So yeah, it's a great song. It's a sad song, but it's a wonderful song. So it's let's see. Dave says that's the beach, a short walk. Yes, the sun rises early here. It may have been at 7 a.m. He notified the Bucks at 6 a.m. Yeah, but the upload was 5 a.m. The publishing was 5 a.m. I think that's what was weird. That's what I found strange about it. Yeah. So. My brother Steven says, we will never see anybody do what Brady has done. Except for my son, Thomas Brady Allen. He will be the next GOAT. So for those of you who don't know about this, so that's my brother, Steven. And he had a son a few years back that he named Thomas Brady Allen. And the name Thomas was, it's a family name that every other generation, there's always a Thomas in the family. So, we kept that tradition going by calling him Thomas, but he goes by Brady. We call him Brady, so we just named him Thomas Brady Allen. Stephen named him Thomas Brady Allen. Me and Milena went to Phoenix for his birth, and he was assigned to room number 12. No joke. I'm not kidding at all. It was room number 12. So there's a funny video of me holding him. and I'm going off. I'm rattling off his career stats. So that should be interesting. We're all wearing Patriots stuff that day. Everything was Patriots. His when he was born, his outfit was Patriots. His first blanket was Patriots logo. Everything was New England and Tom Brady themed. That was really fun. And then when they announced in the hospital after a baby's born, I didn't even know they did this, but after a baby's born, they announce it on the intercom. It says, "Welcome to the world, Thomas Brady." It was like, whoa, that was weird, right? And funnily enough, Stephen had a son not too long after that, and his name is Æron, and his name's Æron Leonidas Allen, and of course, Æron, he named Æron after me. So maybe that they'll have a love for football. You know, our plan is to, if they show that they like football and they show that they like playing quarterback, our plan is to get them the best training they can. Hopefully, you know, send them to like Peyton and Eli's football camp eventually, and stuff like that. So we've got a Tom Brady Allen, we've got an Æron Allen, and maybe one day you'll see them play. You never know, right? So it could be fun. But I'll tell you what, as their uncle, and with Stephen as their dad, and we'll do everything possible we can to make sure they have an opportunity to do that. And it's not going to be forced on them, but if they want to do it, we're going to make sure that they have a chance. So maybe we're all on here live 20 years from now, and I'm hyping up my nephews, and we're talking about, you know, where they're going to go in the draft and stuff like that. You just never know. So. Okay, I'm getting it right now. Dave Wilhauer sends a $5 super chat. He says, "My king, I have a proposal. Any talking head that calls any other player the best, or GOAT, or baby GOAT, shall be called a blasphemous fool." I like it. I agree. I think so. Banjo Spence, he says, "I named my daughter Brady. She was born at 12 o'clock in December." That's perfect. 12 o'clock on the 12th month of the year. "All of my children were baptized on Sunday mornings before the Patriots won a Super Bowl." Are you serious? That is insane. Okay, so see, here's the deal then. My nephew, Thomas Brady, is going to marry your daughter, Brady. They're going to get married on December 12th. And it's going to be the day before he wins the Patriots a Super Bowl. Unless your daughter's like 10 years old right now or something, then that probably won't work. But see, that's two kids where everything worked out for them. Like with my nephew, it's like room number 12. Are you kidding me? So it was just perfect. So. Oh, she's 6. It can work. How old's Thomas? Is he 3 now? Yeah. So Thomas is 3 now. If she's 6, see, it can work. Steven, get Banjo Spence's information. We're already marrying him off, see? All right. That's cool. That's awesome. Okay. So, yeah, so like I said, guys, I wanted to talk to y'all about this. First, I wanted to get all the speculation out there because I didn't want the retirement party later tonight to be just sullied by more speculation and crap like that. So not that we can't talk about that stuff later if we get some new info and stuff like that, but it's it's not something I want to completely focus on. I'd rather focus on his career, and we talk about cool stuff like quarterback rankings and things. I think that would be a really, really good time to do that and be a lot of fun. And we can talk other NFL stuff too. So, but we can go as long as you guys want. I will be taking calls. So yes, you can call tonight, and I'll take them one at a time though. So if you're calling, we'll do them in sequence. So I don't have a I don't have a set time that we're going to start tonight. What I'm going to do is when I get off here, I'm going to try to put some videos together and some highlights and things and some stuff from the past VAS live shows I think are like the best moments or whatever. It's going to be a lot of work. I didn't prepare for this, and the reason I didn't prepare for Tom Brady's retirement is because there was nothing indicating that this was on the table for him. It didn't make sense. It's just this seemed the perfect time for him to finally choose where to go when he was finally going to get a chance to play for 49ers. And so this didn't seem possible at all. It didn't make any sense. So I was completely unprepared for this. And so that's what I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing. And then I will see you guys later tonight, and I'll post. I suspect it will probably be around 5 or 6 Pacific time, like the shows usually are. I figured that's how long it'll take me to get everything done. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here right now, and hopefully we'll all be together later tonight to celebrate the amazing career of Tom motherfucking Brady. Please click like, guys. I saw there's a lot of y'all here. If you click like, that definitely supports the channel. So see you guys tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And yeah, the GOAT is officially retired. Talk to y'all in a few hours. Bye.
This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching VonAllen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. VonAllen Sports, let's go!
VonAllen Sports.